Opponents of Arizona's new immigration law have picked up a new weapon: school kids. That's right. The LA Unified School District has voted to teach its students that the Arizona law is un-American. Now, here's how School Board President Monica Garcia explained it. Quote, "America must stand for tolerance, inclusiveness, and equality. In our civics classes and in our hallways, we must give life to these values by teaching our students to value themselves, to respect others, and to demand fairness and justice for all who live within our borders. Any law which violates civil rights is un-American," end quote. But shouldn't the school board be more worried about things like, I don't know, how about the failing rate of students in the LA school system? Here to score it for us, Jane Barnett. She is chairwoman of the LA County Republicans, and Dr. Yohuru Williams of the American Institute for History Education. Dr. Williams, I want to go to you first because you know quite a bit about history and about texts and curricula in this area. What do you think about that? Advocating a political position in class for an issue that's being discussed as though it was kind of a settled issue.
Well, David, it's very problematic, and ideally what you'd like to see is a school district take into account the context of the Arizona law. So if this were something that, say, the students were interested in and they were promoting, the students wanted the school district to maybe create some kind of forum where they could discuss this issue,
exactly,
that would be understandable. But to have this mandated, that's problematic.
That's propaganda. I mean, isn't that simple propaganda, Doctor?
Not necessarily. I think in some sense, ideally what Ms. Garcia is talking about, we all can get behind.
Well, yeah, but look, Dr. Williams, we were just talking about how politicians pay lip service to something and then do something else. You don't judge people by what they say, but what they're doing, and what they're doing is advocating a political position inside the classroom. I call that propaganda.
No, I agree. And if this was spontaneous and it emerged organically among the students, then we'd be looking at something very different.
Sure.
But, you know, in this particular instance, what we can appreciate is that the school board wants students to understand and appreciate that contemporary issues do impact their lives. But they shouldn't be mandating it in the curriculum.
All right, Jane Barnett, we got to focus on a couple of things here about the LA school system. It's called the LA Unified School District. It is a terribly run institution. Even the Huffington Post, which is a liberal website, came out with an amazing indictment of that school system, saying that it barely graduates 50% of its students. It's estimated that only 10% of graduates make it to a four-year college. Charter school operators dealing with the same students have much better results. They graduate 90%. So shouldn't the LA school district be focusing on getting its students to learn to read and write?
Absolutely. 50% dropout rate is just ridiculous. We should not stand for that. I'm a taxpayer. I have 7 children and now 7 grandchildren going through school. This is abominable, and that they should take, that the LAUSD should take time to even discuss this matter and then vote to do this is extraordinary.
Now, tell us a little bit about Monica Garcia. As we just quoted her. She's the head of the LA School District. This Huffington Post piece, by the way, is very critical of her. It says she is part of a political machine that has slowly swallowed up much of Los Angeles's politics with disastrous consequences for the future of the city. Is that overly harsh?
No, I don't think it's overly harsh at all. The quantity of our children coming out of school, the quality of the education they're getting, it's not focused. It's not focused on the old-fashioned 3 R's that we all had. Some of those kids that do graduate have to take remedial reading to be able to make it into college, and the colleges then have to offer those classes. It's unbelievable. So what the focus is all wrong. The focus is on social programs and social matters. And you know what? The parents at home are discussing these matters with the children. The teachers should be teaching,
that's right,
you know, all the subjects that we all learned.
Although, and I would concede this, Dr. Williams, that your suggestion that in a civics contest where there is a genuine debate going on, where the teacher, rather than dictating a position, sort of monitors the debate, that might be an okay forum for this.
Absolutely. This is where you want these kind of conversations to happen, at school, where they're going to be moderated by teachers who are going to provide both sides. Let's be very clear here. Ideally, what you'd like to see in a situation like this is this to be a teachable moment. But a teachable moment, again, is one that emerges organically. If the school board had said, for instance, we're going to study this problem next year, we're going to talk about maybe looking at constitutional issues or federalism through the lens of what's happening in Arizona, that would be different. But to mandate a special curriculum, especially at the end of the year when teachers are trying to get through testing and other things they have to cover, can't do that.
And especially in a school district that only graduates 50% of its students. That's a disgrace, and that's where they should be focusing all of their efforts. Dr. Williams, you're great. Thank you for being here. Jane Barnett, great to see you as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.